Welcome back to the Senior Health Podcast. I'm Dr. John Miller, and I want to start today's conversation with a question I'm sure many of you can relate to. Have you ever woken up in the morning, stretched your arms, and felt your joints stiff, achy, and resistant, almost as if they were rusted shut overnight? It's a feeling that many of us experience as we age. For a lot of seniors, this pain, swelling, and stiffness only gets worse with time. Now, most people associate arthritis with vitamin D deficiency and turn to painkillers or anti-inflammatory medications for relief. But what if I told you there's another vitamin, one that works in a completely different way, that may be even more effective at easing arthritis pain and restoring joint mobility? Today, we're going to explore that very vitamin and how it may change the way we look at arthritis management. I'm very honored to have Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara with me today. Dr. Hinohara is Japan's oldest practicing doctor of traditional Japanese medicine, and he's here to share his wisdom on this topic. Dr. Hinohara, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dr. John, for having me. It's a privilege to be here. You know, as we grow older, our bodies change, and so does our ability to repair and restore itself. But even as we age, there's always a way forward. There's always a way to find balance and healing. In Japan, we believe in a saying, the roots of health lie in daily habits. If we nourish ourselves the right way, the body can begin to heal, even in its later years.
That's a beautiful thought, Dr. Hinohara, and I think it resonates well with today's topic. We often think of arthritis simply as the wear and tear of joints over time. But from what you're saying, it seems there's more to it than just that, right? Could you share your perspective on why arthritis gets worse as we age?
Yes, of course. From the viewpoint of the traditional Japanese medicine, arthritis is not simply a result of aging or wear and tear, but rather an imbalance in the body's energy, which we call qi. As we age, the body's qi weakens, and this affects our ability to repair tissues and reduce inflammation. The joints, in particular, suffer because they require qi to stay lubricated and flexible. Imagine a river that is full of water flowing freely. Over time, if the river begins to dry up, it becomes sluggish, and the water no longer flows smoothly. Similarly, when the qi is weak, the body's repair mechanisms become sluggish and the joints begin to lose their flexibility, leading to conditions like arthritis.
That's a fascinating way to describe it. So, arthritis is not just about the physical breakdown of cartilage, but more about the overall energy and balance in the body. It seems like qi plays a key role. Now, from a Western medical perspective, we often treat arthritis symptoms with medications like anti-inflammatories and steroids. While these can provide temporary relief, they don't address the underlying cause. What's your take on that?
You're absolutely right, Dr. John. In Western medicine, anti-inflammatory drugs and steroids are commonly prescribed to treat arthritis. They can indeed provide relief in the short term, but they do not restore balance or address the root cause of the condition. These medications often mask the symptoms, and over time, they can cause additional harm to the body. For example, long-term use of steroids can weaken the immune system, thin the bones, and even accelerate the breakdown of cartilage. In traditional Japanese medicine, we approach arthritis differently. We believe that it's not enough just to treat the symptoms. Instead, we focus on nourishing the body from the inside out, restoring the body's energy, and supporting its natural healing abilities. We use herbs, foods, and practices that help re-establish balance, stimulate the body's repair systems, and support joint health in a more holistic way.
I completely agree. So, what are some of the common mistakes you see people over 60 making when it comes to managing arthritis? I think one of the biggest mistakes is relying too heavily on painkillers or anti-inflammatory drugs. While they can provide temporary relief, they don't address the underlying issue. Another mistake I see is avoiding exercise or physical activity altogether. People think that resting will help, but it can actually lead to muscle weakness and stiffness, which only worsens the symptoms of arthritis.
Yes, those are common mistakes. In fact, many people do rely on medications like ibuprofen or steroids. But as you mentioned, this does not address the root cause. And resting too much can be harmful as well. The body needs movement to maintain flexibility and strength, especially as we age. But the key is to move wisely. Gentle exercises like walking, swimming and stretching can be extremely beneficial for people with arthritis. Also, timing is crucial. In traditional Japanese medicine, we emphasize the importance of rhythm and routine. For example, eating nourishing foods at the right time of day and practicing relaxation techniques in the evening to calm the body's energy. These small habits can have a big impact over time.
I love the idea of rhythm and routine, something that we often overlook in Western medicine, but it makes so much sense. So, if someone over 60 is struggling with arthritis, what would you recommend they do to support their joints and overall health?
I recommend starting with simple daily practices. For example, drinking ginger water before bed can help reduce inflammation and improve circulation. Ginger is warm and nourishing for the body, and it helps to remove any stagnation that may be contributing to the pain. Also, I recommend a morning soup made with ingredients like miso and seaweed. These foods are rich in minerals and antioxidants, which support joint health and reduce inflammation. In addition to that, I suggest acupressure points, such as those found around the knees and elbows. These points help stimulate the body's energy and promote healing. But above all, I emphasize consistency. The body heals over time, and it's important to practice these habits daily to see the full benefits.
That sounds wonderful. Ginger water, miso soup, acupressure, these are simple natural remedies that anyone can incorporate into their daily routine. And it's amazing how they help not only with arthritis, but also with overall energy and balance. Now let's bring in some science. Do we know if modern research supports these practices?
Absolutely. Modern science is catching up with many of the concepts that traditional medicine has known for centuries. For instance, studies on ginger have shown that it contains compounds that help reduce inflammation and support joint health. Similarly, research on NAD+, nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, a molecule that plays a critical role in energy production within cells, is showing how this molecule supports cartilage repair and reduces inflammation. What's exciting is that both Western science and traditional Japanese medicine are now aligned on many of these concepts. We're beginning to understand that the body's natural repair systems are powered by energy, and the energy needs to be nurtured and supported in order to heal.
That's fascinating. It's encouraging to know that these ancient practices are being validated by modern science. Now, can you share a story from your practice about a patient who benefited from this approach?
Certainly. I had a patient named Takashi, a retired carpenter in his late 60s. He had been suffering from severe knee pain for years. His doctors had prescribed steroids, which gave him temporary relief, but eventually led to more severe side effects, including brittle bones and a weakened immune system. When Takashi came to me, we started him on a regimen of ginger tea, acupressure, and nutrient-rich soups. Within a few months, his joint pain decreased significantly and his energy returned. He was able to resume many of the activities he had given up, like gardening and walking with his grandchildren.
What an inspiring story. So, for our listeners at home, what simple steps can they take right now to support their joints and overall health?
If you're at home, start with a warm cup of ginger water before bed. It will help reduce inflammation and prepare your body for rest. In the morning, enjoy a bowl of miso soup with some seaweed or fish. These foods are nourishing and help support joint health. And don't forget to practice some gentle stretches or acupressure to stimulate the energy flow in your body. But remember, the most important thing is consistency. Make these habits part of your daily rhythm, and you'll begin to feel the benefits over time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hinohara. Your wisdom and practical advice are truly invaluable.
Thank you, Dr. John. It's been a pleasure to share these insights with you. Remember, health is a lifelong journey. Be patient with your body, nourish it with the right foods, and honor its natural rhythms.
And with that, we encourage you to try these tips and see how they work for you. Let us know how you feel in the next week, and don't forget to take care of yourself.
May your body find balance and healing as the river finds its flow again.
Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time on the Senior Health Podcast.